I just had a girl respond to my video on how Islam violently invaded the African continent by essentially stating that I was biased towards Islam and the way that it was spread in Africa. And the craziest part about this is she tried to downplay or brush under the rug the Trans-Saharan slave trade, also known as the Arab Muslim slave trade, that is the longest spanning slave trade in history. And she tried to do this by stating that Islam spread in West and East Africa by peaceful means, when the Trans-Saharan slave trade took place in West Africa and East Africa. And I just found it crazy to me that, so many people love to point towards white colonialism, European colonialism, enslavement, all of that. And I'm not saying that those things didn't take place. In fact, I did admit in my video that Christianity was spread to sub-Saharan Africa through the colonial era. That's not the only way it came to Africa, though. Again, Christianity has been present on the African continent since 1st century AD, far before white people ever came to Africa, far before any missionaries ever spread Christianity. So Christianity was actually on the African continent before Islam and before white people spread it further. That was the point of my video. However, for people to continuously ignore or brush the Arab Muslim slave trade under the rug, to continue this narrative that white people are the most evil beings on this planet, while ignoring Arab imperialism and Arab enslavement, which still takes place, by the way, in many Middle Eastern countries, is hypocritical to me. And that's what I don't like, and that's what I don't support. There are still stories right now. You can go on YouTube right now, and I highly encourage you, go look up the stories of maids from East Africa, from Kenya, from Tanzania, from Uganda, being lured to the Middle East under false pretenses to work there as maids, only for their passports to be taken away and for them to be enslaved. It got so bad. And this is just happening recently. And it happens to women from East Africa, from Asia. It got so bad that I believe the Ugandan government had to ban women in Uganda from going to the Middle East to work as maids, because the women were being so abused and many of them were dying trying to escape their enslavement in the Middle East. This is still currently taking place. So if you guys want to go on and on about, European colonialism and enslavement, don't forget to touch on the Arab Muslim slave trade, and don't forget to touch on the modern day slavery that is still taking place in many Middle Eastern countries and certain African countries, and on the terrorist activity that is terrorizing West Africa, East Africa, and other regions. Thank you.